All right, everybody, welcome back to a very special video episode of the Epic Experiment Podcast. My name is Bruce. I am one of your hosts. And as always, I'm joined on the line in video and in living color. We have Lux. Lux, how are you tonight?
I'm actually doing good. I went shopping earlier for a little last minute food and for Christmas dinner on Friday.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's sneaking up on everybody here. This video, we're recording it a little bit before. This video should be coming out on December the 28th if I do everything right. So, but yeah, so hopefully everyone out there has had a great Christmas and you've had lots of nice things to eat, and you've actually had the chance to visit with a few friends and family. Obviously, being socially distant and, and like bubbled and all that jazz, because COVID is out there. But yeah, no, it's pretty exciting to be part of doing this. Lux, how excited are you to be part of the 31 Days of Christmas giveaway?
I'm actually very excited.
Yeah, so we're very, very pumped here on the show. So, all right, so let's get into our actual, like, official stuff. All right, so here we go. Welcome to the third annual MTG 31 Days of Christmas giveaway. We are the Epic Experiment Podcast, and we're partnering with a group of 31 other MTG-related content creators to bring you 31 days of awesome giveaways and prizes. This will be day 28, so there's a few days left to go. If you haven't signed up already, you can still actually do it. So there's going to be a URL, a link in the show notes down below in the video. You can enter to get a chance to win. All right. Yesterday's video was done by the Mana Burn. The link is also going to be in the show notes. So if you guys want to check that out and see what they had, by all means, they're great people over at the Mana Burn. Steve, who is the owner, is super cool. I've played with him a few times, so super cool guy. You're gonna love it. Tomorrow's video is actually being uploaded by Edwin, the Magic Engineer. So watch for that coming out soon. So but go check them out too. Go check out Edwin. You're not going to be sorry that you did so. As always, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors this year, including Ultra Pro, CardSphere, Card Kingdom, Exotic MTG, the Lotus Council, Geekified, Ultra Sleeves, Inked Gaming, and Wizards of the Coast. We're very excited. Last year, this time, Lux, we weren't even in this, were we?
No, we were not.
We were on the sidelines. We were watching, and now we get to be part of it, right in the thick of it with all these great content creators. That really means a lot, doesn't it?
And it honestly does. And of course, not to mention, we're actually coming up on our 1 year anniversary soon.
It's crazy. So much has changed in a year, and let's not discount what's happening out in the real world. But yeah, a year ago, I think we started talking about our podcast like January 1st of 2020, and here we are almost a full year later, and the podcast is a thing. We've got 46 episodes or whatever. We're doing this. This is fun. I'm excited. So very excited for everybody out there. A little bit about us. We are primarily a EDH focused podcast, but we have decided that we're only going to use cards from Return to Ravnica Block and forward, kind of similar to Pioneer in that sense. But we will also make use of supplementary sets, master sets, other things that get printed. Not just the standard sets that get released each year. We do this to try and help keep costs down because we are very budget focused, and we also try to make them so that they improve our accessibility to cards. Well, I know there's lots of great cards out there that are old and super broken, but they're hard to get because they're from very old sets that just make tracking them down tough to do. So that's why we picked Return to Ravnica as our starting point. Lots of players rejoined the fold or started playing at that time. Now it feels like an eternity ago. It was 2012, and coming up on 2021. That's getting on to 9 years of cards, but it's still something reasonably recent enough that there's enough cards still in circulation. You can get what you need. Each week in our show, we review a set, something maybe that's what was available not too long ago, but is maybe not the hot topic du jour, so that you can maybe find some nuggets, some great things you want to use. We talk topics related to the game, and we brew up a budget-friendly EDH deck so that you can get your foot in the door if you aren't already a player. All right, so that's sort of the framework of our cast, and hopefully, leaving today's show, a few people may want to stick around and check out some of our other episodes. That's kind of the hope, right? You like what you see, and you stick around. All right, Lux, should we get down to business? What is it we're giving away?
And the first thing we're giving away is a community-built EDH deck.
Oh, yeah. And so if you weren't following us on Twitter, and maybe you could, we've got Zareth San. Let's zoom him up close. Look at that guy. Zareth San is our commander for our community built deck. And so he's blue and black, and he's all about rogues. And he says for 3 black blue, he's got Flash. He's a 4/4, and he's got 2 blue black. Return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Put Zareth San, the trickster, from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. And whenever Zareth San deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So it's kind of like I'm going to steal your stuff and play it and bash you over the head with it. So kind of like got some ninjutsu. It's kind of got some steely stuff, and he makes for a fun commander all the way around. So that's what we brewed up with the help of the Twitter community and the MTG community out there in the internet. So the card choices are all available. You can see everything we picked is in moxfield.com. The link should be in the show notes down below. And by all means, check out the deck. You can see what we put in it. So let's go through some of our. Oh no, skipped a step. We skipped a step. What else do our winners get there, Lux? They get a lot more, don't they?
And in addition to the community-built EDH deck and that we're giving away, and winners will also be getting $10 in store credit on CardSphere.
No, Card Kingdom.
Card Kingdom. Cut that part out.
No, we'll keep it. It happens. Mistakes happen. But yeah, $10 gift certificate to Card Kingdom. What else do they get?
They're also getting a really nice bundle from Wizard of the Coast.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So they're getting a playmat, a deck box, and sleeve set. They're getting a life pad, one full foil set of War of the Spark. That's kind of cool. 10 booster packs, 2 each of M20, Eldraine, Ikoria, Theros Beyond Death, plus 2 additional packs that are going to be out there. So that's a pretty sweet bundle. So thank you to Card Kingdom, and a big thank you goes out to Wizard of the Coast for providing all those extra packages, the free product for our winner. That is very generous on their behalf. So thank you very much to our sponsors for coming through for us. So do you think we should go over the deck for some of our folks out there in the Great Wide World?
Yeah, we should, because some people that haven't been following us on Twitter might be interested in what's in the deck.
Absolutely. So all right, so we know we got Zareth San. So let's give some people an example of some stuff that might be in the Zareth San deck. Let's start with this guy, Soaring Thought Thief. Lux, tell us about Soaring Thought Thief.
Yeah, and then for blue and a black, you get a creature human rogue 1/3. It has flash and also has flying. And its ability is, as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, rogues you control get +1/+0. And whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. So
this sort of does exactly what Zareth San wants to do at the best of times, because it mills your opponents. It's evasive, so it's hard to block. It pumps your other rogues a little bit. But by stocking people's graveyards, you're now giving Zareth San fodder to go and dig out of their yard if you can connect with Zareth San, which is very fun, very cool, and makes this deck go from something that looks a little underwhelming on the outset into something that is really cool, because if they put something big and scary in their graveyard, well, now it's your big scary card, and they're going to get the chance to get smashed with their own card. So this guy plays right into that strategy. Super good. There's a bunch of other rogues in the deck. I think there's 18 or 19 rogues in the list, so that you have enough rogues, and they're all difficult to block, or they're unblockable or whatnot. And if you can't block them, we've also got rogues passage just to make sure things get through. So rogues are a thing. Next, if just stealing cards wasn't enough, we're going to be adding a prying blade to the deck. And this is sort of one of these unassuming cards that I think is really, really good because so it's 1 for an equipment, so it's cheap to cast. Equips for 2. All right. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. Okay, not outrageous, but this next ability with creatures that are evasive is actually quite good. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a colorless treasure artifact token with tap, sacrifices artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. If you have a lot of evasive creatures, this particular artifact helps you become essentially ramps you. And in blue and black, that ramp could be challenging because they don't necessarily both do it great. It's going to be a good little piece of addition for your deck to help you keep up with maybe the green deck at your table or decks that have got maybe more mana than you from the outset. So Prime Blade, kind of a quiet card, but a sneaky good one that we're going to put in the deck so that you have got a way to catch yourself up a little bit of ramp. All right, Lux, what else have we got? We've got, this guy. Oh, we got a Gonti. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Lux, tell us about Gonti. What does he do?
Yeah, for 2, a black and a black, you get a legendary creature, Aetherborn Rogue, and 2/3 with Death Touch. And when Gonti, Lord of Luxury, enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library, exile 1 of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom of that library in a random order. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may look at it, you may cast it, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast it.
This guy is awesome. All right, folks, this guy is great. He's a rogue. Perfect. And he's going to steal stuff right out of their deck. Like, nothing demoralizes somebody more than having stuff taken right off the top of their deck, and they don't know what it is, so you turn it over. It's awesome. Lux, what are your thoughts on Gonti?
He's really fun when he's on your side, but he's a bit of a pain when you're up against him.
A bit? Yeah. I love him. He's so good. And so we have a reason to put him in a deck here. Yes, please. We're putting in a Gonti. So we got a Gonti in there too. All right, up next we've got a card that is kind of very powerful. Maddening Cacophony. And since we're looking to stock your opponent's graveyards with stuff, we've got Maddening Cacophony, which is 1 and a blue for a sorcery. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If this spell was kicked, and the kicker cost is for 3 and a blue, instead, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Okay, so if you weren't going to mill cards with Soaring Thought Thief or whatever other ways you have to mill, this is going to do it all in one fell swoop, and you're going to get something. If you're not going to get like 3 decks dumping half of their contents into their graveyard, and you're not going to find something good, you're missing out. So this card is crazy powerful. It's a double-edged sword because you're now stocked their graveyard. But if you can trigger this and then use your Zareth Sand to connect and get something out of somebody's graveyard, yeah, that's very, very powerful, and you are not going to be sorry. So, yes, so good. All right, next, Lux, I think you're up, and this is a card. I don't have it yet to put in the box yet. It's in the mail. It will get, and when our winner gets this deck, it'll have this card included. But Lux, I'm going to show a tab here, and I'm going to show you this card. Lux, tell us about this.
Yeah, Mnemonic Betrayal, for 1, a blue, and a black, for a sorcery. Exile all cards from opponent's graveyards. You may cast those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast those spells. At the beginning of the next end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, return them to their owner's graveyards, and then exile Mnemonic Betrayal.
So, this thing is nuts, isn't it? It's a super crazy powerful card.
And honestly, it's literally saying that your opponent's graveyard is your own best weapon.
Yeah, it's so let's Madden Cacophony our opponents, fill their bins, and then Mnemonic Betrayal them, and then just whatever is yours is mine, and I'm going to cast whatever I please, and I'm going to enjoy it. And that to me sounds like the most fun anybody could have from doing all of this. So yes, please, let's go. So yeah, awesome card. Super underappreciated in Guilds of Ravnica. Would you agree, Lex?
And it honestly was, because I think it's at $2 right now, and people just aren't using it.
That's nuts. That card is so broken. So yeah, it's going in the deck. It's in the mail. When it's arrived, it's going straight in the sleeve, ready for our winner. All right, up next, we have a card that I actually kind of secretly loathe from when I played Standard, but it's Psychic Corrosion. Since you're looking to mill and looking to make sure we put things in people's graveyards, so Psychic Corrosion is an enchantment for 2 and a blue. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of the library into their graveyard. And there we go. Simple as that. We just simply mill our opponents. And, well, we have things, and now Xerath Sand has fodder with which to go crazy. So, yeah, please. There we go. Next, we have Lux Inscription of Ruin out of Zendikar Rising. So, tell us about Inscription of Ruin.
Yeah, for 2 and a black for a sorcery, it has kicker into black, and choose one. If this, hold on. Okay, let me try this again. They choose one. If the spell was kicked, choose any number instead. And target opponent discards 2 cards. Return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less.
So this is like a Swiss Army knife. It does a little bit of everything. Makes some pitch cards in their hands. You can get things back. If you have a rogue that's in your graveyard, you want to get it back, you can. You want to destroy something, you can. Just good, useful utility card. Little underappreciated as well from Zendikar Rising. Just real strong, isn't it, Lux? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Like it's not flashy. It's not flash. I think it was going like, oh man, but it plays a strong, good role, and if you can kick it, you get a lot of effects, all useful things that you're going to want to do. All right, next we're going to have Aether Spouts. We could put lots of different blue mass removal effects. I like Aether Spouts because I think it's actually kind of like a really good gotcha for someone who starts swinging at you. And then so 3 blue for instant for each attacking creature its owner puts on top or bottom of his or her library. And so you can use it on your turn if you need to, if you walk into something pretty terrible. But more importantly, you're gonna use it on your opponent if they're swinging out at you with a wide board, and you're gonna bounce a lot of stuff. I know it's no Psych Rift, I get it, but it's still a pretty powerful effect to be dumping stuff back on top of someone's library. So don't underestimate it. I've managed to save my bacon many times and turn the tide of a game completely right around. So very useful card, and don't overlook it, folks. Good card. All right, last but not least, we're gonna have the last of our 10 cards we're gonna highlight today is Mass Manipulation. Tell us about Mass Manipulation, Lux?
And for X blue, and sorcery, gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers.
So real simple. We're going to steal all your stuff. All right. So if we can't beat you by stealing it from your graveyard, we're just going to take it and we're going to beat you with it, and that's going to be what it is, right? So
yep.
So you get the gist of this deck. It's all like we're going to take things out of your graveyard, use it against you. We're going to take your things and use it against you. We're just going to take your stuff and we're going to beat you with it. And that seems like the moral of the story. And so while the deck list itself is not super like overtly powerful, it scales really nicely with a table, because if they're going to put something scary in their deck, you're probably going to have access to casting it at some point in the game, meaning you can use that scary thing against them. So it's kind of a very even deck, very level deck, very fair. There's not a lot of people that are going to be upset with this sort of deck because you're just using their cards against them. Isn't that right, Lux?
And pretty much.
So anyway, fun stuff. We've really enjoyed this process for folks of building this deck. I loved watching the polls go as people voted on different cards and thought it was a ton of fun. So I've really enjoyed this opportunity there, folks. But we got to give it away. So are Are you ready, Lux?
Yeah, let's find out.
Let's announce our winner. Our winner of our community-built Zareth Sand deck is Brooke Yaney, and I hope I spelled Yaney. Brooke, I hope I said your last name correctly. If I didn't, I'm really, really sorry. Someone from the 31 Days of Christmas crew will be in touch with you to get pertinent details so that we can mail you all the stuff that you're going to need. But congratulations to Brooke. Well done. Hopefully you can enjoy the deck. We'd love to see pictures of you playing it if you ever got a chance. All right. So congratulations to Brooke. And thank you to everybody else who has put their names in for one of the draws, hoping to be one of our lucky winners as well. All right, Lux. Anything else?
And doesn't look like it.
Let's wrap up the show then. All right, so
Yep.
that's about all, folks. From here at the Epic Experiment Podcast, we'd like to say have a happy holiday. Thank you very much for your participation in the third annual 31 Days of Christmas. Hopefully you've enjoyed the videos all month long. And hopefully you have a great start to 2021. We look forward to being here again next year come this time. Maybe giving away another deck. Maybe we'll get something else away. Who knows? Lux, anything from you? Any final goodbyes?
I just want to tell people that you know where to find us on Lotus Council and iTunes, like Apple Podcasts, the Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, Spotify.
Absolutely. If you want to hear more about us, all our stuff is in the show notes. You can find all our contacts. If you want to hear the show or get a hold of us, also we're all available on the lotuscouncil.com Discord, where you can come and find us and hang out with us in the Discord, talking all things Magic the Gathering and EDH. So at this point, folks, this is the Epic Experiment Podcast signing off. Thanks very much, everybody. Have fun wherever you get to play Magic next. All right, buds. Take care. We'll see you next time.